Hello, everyone. Yeah. Welcome back to Blackjack. I'm Blackjack Aviani, and I was just about to say, this is my second take. I didn't even get to start the video because I flubbed my entrance. I did a little spoken intro like this, and then I hit stop for some reason. I was trying to tell you, I am not running at 100% gas today. I have got very little sleep. I had a nightmare that I flubbed this recording. Anyway, I know very little about either of these characters. I thought Gojo was the main Jujutsu Kaisen character. Just because he's the one everyone talks about. And I don't know much about him. I know Makima is a demon, which is apparently a really big spoiler, but it's one of the first things I learned about her. So, yeah, we're going to be delving heavy into spoilers. It's a good thing I don't care about either of these series. Twitter keeps trying to recommend them to me. I don't know why. It also keeps trying to recommend something called Project Sekai, which I only found out was some Vocaloid thing after I'd already been recommended it for months. I don't know.
Satoru Gojo, Jujutsu Kaisen Sorcerer Sensei.
Makima,
Cool.
Chainsaw Man's head of Tokyo Public Safety.
These two paranormal mentors are so strong that they change the very worlds they exist in.
Awesome.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Awesome.
Japan, December 7th, 1989.
I was
Satoru
9
Gojo
years old.
was born, and the world changed.
And in the world
Bursts
of
onto the
Jujutsu
sea.
Kaisen, invisible, cursed spirits born from negativity threaten humanity.
So it's up to the Jujutsu sorcerers
So it's like
to do
Ghostbusters
battle
2.
with them.
And what better way to learn the trade than to sign up for Tokyo Jujutsu High?
At this institution, a sorcerer
That's
will
a
learn
nice
to harness
landscaping
their
job
cursed
they did on
energy,
that
or
high.
The spiritual manifestation of intense emotion.
It's like Key, but if Key desperately needed therapy.
With it, sorcerers can boost their physicality and perform devastating curse techniques. Anything from voodoo dolls to swapping places with mere claps.
And lucky for
Okay.
humanity, Satoru Gojo.
Dislikes Among Us, is that... But it's crossed out? Is this an imposter joke? Is there an imposter that... He likes Digimon? Oh, that's funny. It's kind of funny my eyes didn't go to that first, considering I like Digimon too. Special grade Jujutsu Sorcerer. Strongest modern, okay.
Best sensei a sorcerer could ask for.
Gojo isn't just the best, he's known as the strongest. His very birth forced the strength of curses to exponentially rise. Like
Interesting.
witnessing a world record get broken, cursed
Oh, Roger
society
Bannister,
shifted
right?
to match the might of Gojo's presence.
As a
Cool.
kid, Gojo knew he was the shit. He mastered the art of the riz, the hoops, and the curse murdering, all alongside Suguru Geto, his sorcerer BFF.
Together, they planned
Is he doing the... Hang on.
Suguru Geto, his sorcerer BFF.
He is! He's doing the Cromartie High School walk, except he's doing it from the side angle.
Together, they planned on changing Jujutsu society for the better.
And if anyone could do it, Gojo could. Thanks to his bloodline, he got one of the most busted anime powers ever, Limitless.
Limitless
Cool,
grants
cool.
Gojo a nigh-perfect defense by actualizing the very concept of infinity.
Nice.
It creates an infinite space around himself, stopping anything coming his way. The dude is literally untouchable.
Kinda. Gojo tailored Limitless to automatically detect an object's mass and velocity. As the difference between himself and an object decreases, Limitless halves the object's velocity. It's like Zeno's paradox.
Think of it this way. If you're trying to get from point A to point B, first you gotta go halfway, then you gotta go another halfway, then another and another, and so on. With Limitless, you'll never arrive. Just like my alimony payment.
Oh,
Hence,
God.
Infinity. Yeah, it
You
might
probably
sound
shouldn't be
complicated,
saying
but it
that.
basically creates a spatial force field around Gojo at all times.
Techniques on this level would burn out other sorcerers in seconds.
gotta
That's
fry
where
your brain.
Gojo's incredible 6 eyes come in. They let him see
I
and
see.
near perfectly control cursed energy at the atomic level. So
Oh.
he'll basically never run out of juice in a fight. He isn't just built different, he was born different.
Six Eyes
Cool,
and
cool.
Limitless gave Gojo the power to manipulate.
Okay, oh, it's glitching out. I wonder if that's significant. I mean, I say that with a weird tone to my voice, but I genuinely don't know. So, okay. Innate technique Limitless brings forth the concept of infinity, grants levitation, and teleportation. 6 eyes, enhanced cursory sensing and analysis. My mouse is not there. I don't know, so I don't know why. Like, there it is. So all of this stuff should not be there unless my mouse is there. I don't know why it is. Curse techniques Lapse Blue, Reversal Red, Hollow Purple, Maximum and Unlimited Output. Reduces cursed energy usage infinitesimally. So he's just using so ridiculously little of it that it doesn't matter. Okay, like I said, not running at 100% gas today. Okay, very tricky. Curtain, new shadow styles, Simple Domain, and Falling Blossom Emotion.
Space itself. Gojo's Lapse Blue technique attracts and condenses space into singularities. With Reversal Red, Gojo does the opposite, repelling space.
Okay, reverse curse technique, Black Flash, binding vows, revealing one's hand. So, does that mean revealing a weakness? Overloads victim with infinite info. Oh, it's the intersect from Chuck. You ever watch Chuck? I think it was I think it was great. There's this one episode where because like the intersect has a way of killing most people that try to absorb it, because it's basically like the manifestation of all human knowledge. So you basically die from sensory overload. One character that happened to was played by, ableist bitch and, Jenny McCarthy. So, yeah, seeing her basically die from a dose of mega autism was hilarious.
Push and pull. But
It's like,
asking, how does one accomplish this with cursed energy? With math! Curses! Exactly! Cursed energy is typically negative with blue, but when multiplied by itself, negative cursed energy becomes positive, creating red.
Oh, strawberry and blueberry.
So, what happens when you combine a positive and a negative?
Grape?
0. And by combining
That's what I was
Reversal
gonna
Red
say.
and Lapse Blue, Gojo
Grape?
creates Hollow Purple.
Okay, well, he was right. Purple.
That literally applies the concept of 0 to an opponent, crushing and repelling them into nothing.
Gojo's a walking cursed Swiss Army knife. Levitation, teleportation, even expanding Limitless to fry his enemies. Gojo can also use positive energy to heal humans.
Okay, Sukuna states that Gojo's reverse curse technique restores his right prefrontal cortex. On top of restoring his mental prowess, reversed curse technique can heal damaged parts of the brain, but Kashimoto does state that it cannot restore a fully destroyed brain. Okay.
His wounds, and he's constantly refreshing his brain with it 24/7 to keep up with all of this.
Still, there's one technique that costs more cursed energy than anything else in a sorcerer's repertoire.
Every sorcerer is born with an innate domain, a mental world shaped by their mind and heart.
Add cursed energy to it, and these domains can be manifested physically. A technique called domain expansion.
Every sorcerer worth their salt needs one, and you know damn well Gojo has the scariest, unlimited void. You get caught in this, your ass is grass.
Exposure to unlimited void overloads your consciousness with a stream of infinite information. A mere 1/5 of a second of exposure can leave a normal person in a vegetated state for months.
So yeah, it's the intersect.
So much energy, you can only do it like once a day. Oh wait, except for Gojo, who has done it.
Okay, more recently, a weakened Sukuna dodged Kashimoto's EM waves, chapter 237, suggesting an even greater ceiling for Jujutsu Kaisen's speed. Okay.
Multiple times in a row. Thanks again, Six Eyes.
Quite frankly, Gojo was getting so strong that the axis of the Jujutsu world began to turn on him. Like the meta of a fighting game defined by one broken character, he defined the hierarchy of power in the sorcerer world. He alone was the honored one.
His mere presence can cause earthquakes.
Okay, his birth shifted the world's balance, tremored an 8,000 meter deep trench, just like by being there. Obliterated buildings and forests. Oh, you have a radius. I mean, you know, given a chainsaw, I could obliterate a forest if you give me a week. Process 3 years worth of information in 1 minute. Healed from certain death impalement. Fought against Sukuna and King of Curses. Defeated Jogo, Hanami, Megumi, Toji, and Maharaga. Sounds like a Persona spell.
He outran sonic explosions and applied cursed energy within a microsecond.
Gojo has been repeatedly stated by many to be the strongest sorcerer there is.
That includes his ex-student Hikari, who can dodge lightning, or this little volcano-headed cursed Jogo, the embodiment of humanity's fear of fire, who can bring down city-shattering meteors.
Okay, Jogo's maximum meteor is a construct generated by cursed technique rather than a meteor pulled from outer space. Its destructive yield is based on its ability to render Shibuya to dust and ash. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna get how big Shibuya is then, huh?
And Gojo kicked his ass with 0 effort.
But strength
he yanked his head right off.
Not enough to fix his cursed world. When Geto rejected Jujutsu Society to forge his own justice, Gojo's philosophy changed. Instead of doing everything himself, he would teach a new generation of sorcerers to carry the torch when he could not.
Well, that's
it's all
good.
about setting an example. If it means a world where his companions can stand shoulder to shoulder as equals, who cares if he's got to show off a bit?
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by
Shut.
It's really easy. What it takes to likes
legs to meal.
Hey, the sun is shining.
Alright.
Ah, what a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The birds are singing.
And a giant AK-47 carpet bombed the neighborhood. The sky rains blood. Millions are dead. Dear God, wish it's the end times. Run away!
Calm down. There's no reason to panic. It's just that in the world of Chainsaw Man, devils exist, and your fear makes them stronger. Never mind.
See.
Panic.
Remember that spider you shrieked at, or the last time you cut yourself dicing onions? Now the spider and knife devils are the monstrous products of your nightmares.
Oh my.
And they hate you specifically.
The fearsome gun devil stood as the epitome of terror and destruction, and was responsible for a
26
loss of lives.
seconds. I wonder if they just like opened the phone book and pulled a whole bunch of names out of there. If this is like people that they went to school with, the artist went to school with or something.
A group was formed to combat it and the other devils that plagued humanity. The Devil Hunters.
Live in Japan and get yourself a pesky zombie problem? It's time to call the 4th Division of the Public Safety Devil Extermination.
Nah.
Government-funded Devil Hunter unit led by a stone-cold vixen, Makima.
She's dressed like Columbo with a blank stare and a sadistic
She needs
streak.
the
She's
trench
been in
coat
the
for
game
that.
for a while and just found herself a new prize.
The union of man and pet devil dog, Denji, the Chainsaw Man. Upon meeting him, she gave him a choice. Live under her as a human dog, or die by her hand as a devil.
Sounds sketch, but Denji's brain was set to teenage boy, and Makima's hot. So in short order, Makima got a new pet.
Makima may seem terrifying at first,
I don't
but
know.
she is a dog lover and a cinephile. Though you'd be ill-advised to mess with her.
Sure, for her position, you'd expect her to know how to defend herself. Martial arts here, swordplay there, but devil hunters like Makima become real threats when they make contracts with devils. A classic Faustian bargain. Give something of yourself. The devil gives you power.
She can call death upon anyone she chooses through a complicated ritual, and even survive being shot through the head.
Because, as they say in the devil hunter world, you need your screws loose to live.
But she might have more than a few screws loose because, in
Yeah.
actuality,
Huge
Makima
spoilers.
is a devil herself.
Gasp! There's no way this clearly evil character could be a villain in disguise.
The Japanese government has been keeping a close
Okay, dislikes buffets, and that's crossed out. Likes Chainsaw Man, dogs, cinema. Dislikes disobedience, bad movies, buffets. The Control Devil. Oh, she's 5'8". I always thought she'd be like a little thing. Okay, leader of the Public Safety Extermination Special Division 4. Age
Makima
unknown.
ever since she was born. Rightfully so. She isn't some F-tier scrub like the Bat or Leech Devils. She's the Control Devil, embodying humanity's humanity's collective fear of the
Stingmon!
In a way, she's even more terrifying than the gun devil.
Makima can exert absolute mental control over any creature she views as inferior to her, which
Cool.
is basically everyone. People, animals...
So, it has to be honest? She has to be 100% honest with it? She can't lie to herself? Does it just inherently reflect her views on someone?
Even other devils become puppets under her command. She can even hijack their senses to listen and see whatever she wants.
As a devil, Makima's far
Okay, hang on. She can see it, but the guy wrote down that she's listening.
Stronger, faster, and more
Very
durable
strange.
than the average person.
Plus, her metabolism lets her slay...
Okay, telekinesis usually does bang. Damage transference. Damage is transferred among Japan's populace. Oh, goodness. Halo portal creation. Supreme senses death ritual, which we were seeing earlier, that manifests its power in the form of chains. Oh. Well, can the chains even touch Gojo? Like, is it just representation? Like, does she need the chains? Or can she manifest it just as power without having to do that?
Slam down as many beers as she wants to. So, Makima, if you're into countlessly divorced alcoholic rednecks, you know who to call.
Are they throwing up?
Blood, she can heal her injuries, and her sense of smell is so potent that it can spot targets from over 300 miles away.
Not only can she control your mind, but your body too with telekinesis. She can mess up your internal organs or blow you away with finger guns. She doesn't shoot you with invisible bullets. She points at you and then a wound just happens out of nowhere.
Goodness.
She controls all sorts of things.
So, so there's no, like, force being shot out. Like, it's not part of that control or anything like that. It's just more of she points as a way of manifesting it. Like, does she even need to point?
With these
Okay, well, it's not explicitly stated. These chains appear to be intangible. They phase through targets they control, leaving no blood or sign of injury. Does it have to be a chain?
That stab her victims. Once they're hooked, they're easier to control.
Makima has plenty of devils in her collection. There's the massive Fox Devil, the Future Devil for precognition, and a ton of devils that exist just to stab you.
But I'm definitely all about the blow shit up devil, the undead party devil, the flamethrower devil, and the unholy matrimony that's the angel devil, which will make you see God before you die.
After about the 20th time, seeing God gets kind of old. Anyway, like
okay. Fox, angel, cursed, mantis, punishment, snake, mold, zombie, stone, future, sees the future based on the contract, spider, portals to other dimensions. Can it be portal from another dimension, though? Like, can they get out of Gojo's mind world with it?
Makima can form contracts with people to give them power.
But unlike other devils, her control powers allow her to force people into contracts that exclusively benefit her.
Like
of
when
course.
She forced Japan's prime minister into a contract that states, and I quote, any attack made on her will be changed into appropriate illnesses or accidents among Japanese citizens.
What?
The verbiage of Makima's contract is worded specifically so that she quickly heals from any damage that is perceived to be...
Okay, the damage transferred appears nearly identical to Makima's own injuries.
Transferring said damage to some poor random citizen of Japan.
Oh man, imagine like taking a shit and Makima gets hit and whoops, guess you're wiping at the pearly gates.
With these abilities and contracts, Makima set out to create the world that she wanted. No more pain, no more war, no more bad movies. The world would be perfect, but she needed the Chainsaw Devil to do so.
Oh yeah?
Just so happened to be living as Denji's heart.
Yep, that cute doggo is actually the Chainsaw Devil. Oh, talk about shitty luck, kid.
In the depths of hell, Makima watched in awe as the Chainsaw Devil literally ate devils and eradicated plagues from
neat.
existence. Because of the Chainsaw Devil, in this world, concepts like nuclear bombs, HIV, and even Nazis do not exist.
Awesome. Shark Fiend, Violence Fiend, Rez the Bomb Hybrid, Katana Man, Flamethrower Hybrid, Cross Hybrid, Whip Hybrid, Spear Hybrid, Longsword Hybrid.
He literally ate the concept of Nazis out of existence.
However,
Cool.
as Makima didn't see Denji or the Chainsaw Devil as beneath her, she could not directly control him. She needed to manipulate him. So she decided to build Denji up and then tear him down as cruelly as possible.
First, she murdered Denji's found family one by one.
And of course.
She made Chainsaw Man into a public hero, stripping him of the power devils receive by being feared.
Oh, so she could control her precious Chainsaw Devil and make him
Interesting.
press backspace on anything she didn't like.
Yeah,
Control
let me-
her
let me go
precious
back to that
Chainsaw
thing.
Devil and make him press
Personally, I believe the world would be better if bad movies ceased to exist. She says in a mass graveyard.
backspace on anything she didn't like.
Her telekinetic bangs stopped the Chainsaw Devil out of orbit, and they stalemated the Darkness Devil, which embodies humanity's greatest fears.
Makima's stronger than Devil.
Okay, banged Pochita out of orbit. So, like, back to the planet, or manipulated most of the world nations into submission, took control of most of Japan's devils, fiends, and hybrids. Regenerated from bisection and multiple severed limbs. Stalemated the Darkness Devil, defeated Rez, Kwanzi, Gun Devil Fragment, Pochita's Chainsaw Devil form.
Like the Bomb Devil, who can easily blow up buildings, or the Typhoon Devil, which made city-spanning storms.
And while fighting the Gun Devil Fragment, this large behemoth moved over 300 miles in a few seconds.
She was pretty much unbeatable, though ultimate power can make it pretty lonely at the top.
Makima's quest may have been to make the world a better place through domination, but the truth she was never willing to admit to herself was that she really wanted to understand human emotion.
I
After
see.
all, you can't control someone and love them at the same time.
Too bad she never quite found the answer she was looking for when the Chainsaw Man defeated her once and for all by cutting her to pieces, cooking her into a 7-course feast, and fucking ate her.
Believe it or not, the love Makima tried to understand was her undoing. Despite the hell she put him through, Denji still loved Makima in his own way. So the act of devouring her was its own act of love and did not count as an attack, bypassing her immortality.
Oh,
Completely
God.
batshit insane.
What
That's
the
Chainsaw
fuck?
Man for ya. Who knows, Wiz? Eventually, the Control Devil will come back, though it won't be Makima.
While her path back to hell was paved with good intentions, in the world of devils, it's no surprise that Makima came so close to her ideal future.
So,
Have you
the only way she can be defeated is by someone she views as an equal or superior? I'm wondering about the damage transfer. Is that going to count for things like the input? Like, is that knowledge just going to be spread throughout humanity, or are they going to get everything at once, leaving her with no backups to pick from? I don't know. The numbers did seem higher for her. But she's also been defeated. Although, so I remember someone saying something like they die in similar ways, but they didn't cover Gojo's death here. They kept referring to him in present tense. So I don't know, unless that's something that's like really, really, really super recent to the point where they couldn't have covered it here. I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily care about picking the winners. I just like watching these. I'm so flippin' tired. Like, you would not believe how tired I am right now. It's 12:22 p.m. and I'm not ready to go back to bed. I think I got like 3 hours of sleep, like a whole night. I gotta say though, I think some of these characters would be a pretty good match for the villain of my original fantasy story. She only has one vulnerability, and that's that she can only be damaged by her own magic. Like nothing else at all will harm her. I imagine like she probably couldn't survive like the vacuum of space, but that, or like being thrown into the sun or something. But as far as threats in the actual story, you know what I mean? Well, now I swear though, I'm just getting distracted by Chuck, because that was a really good show, and you guys should watch Chuck. It's very good. I'm trying to think of who I would match up Chuck against. I mean, I would put him, because he doesn't really hack the world. He just knows everything about the world. So it's difficult, because you can't put him in with like Neo or Janet from The Good Place. But because he can't really change, he can't change the laws of physics or anything like that. But he has full knowledge of like every weapon, every martial arts technique, anything that like he knows information on people. He has to like take a second to access it. But anyway, I'm not gonna go about that. Also, yes, Janet from The Good Place is fucking busted. Okay, I'm pretty sure by the end of the series they're the most powerful entity in the universe. But anyway.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, a couple of rules for a unique fight like this
Oh,
one.
really?
Considering curses and devils to be comparable beings to avoid arbitrary terminology in their power systems that might make this fight incompatible. We will also consider Gojo and Makima citizens of the same Japan to balance it out.
It's time for a death battle!
Oh, she could transfer damage to him.
Oh!
An abnormal cursed incident was reported at a local Tokyo mall. Satoru Gojo is dispatched. She saw a bad movie, didn't she? Everyone else in the theater is dead. I can see.
Love this part. Could have been some flicks right about now. But gotta kill you instead. Can't just let a curse do as they please.
Oh god.
No talking during the movie.
They seem to have physicality there. The chains did.
Curse technique lapse.
Gotta drag the sword on the ground at least once.
Womp womp.
These animations are pretty janky. They're very... Okay. Yeah.
Careful. I could have died, but that much won't matter to you soon.
Don't worry. I'm Satoru Gojo, the strongest.
Confident, strong, and idiotic.
Why do they sell all
We'll
those...
be sure to write it on your tombstone.
Why do they sell all those weapons in the background in an ordinary Japanese mall? Is it mall ninja shit?
Con.
Ah, the eyeball.
I hope we don't kill you.
Is that another devil, or is that like a
I should be
robot
good.
display?
You're so weak.
Oh!
Bang.
Oh, she actually did damage to him.
Bang.
Yeah, because she could manifest it past the...
Bang.
Yeah, it just appears on them.
Now, be a good boy and play dead.
She could finish him off right now.
Should I bark too? I'm getting really tired of your pets.
Ooh.
expansion. Unlimited void.
I wonder what happens if you close your eyes.
I alone am the honored one.
Dang. Well, the 1,012 non-sorcerers were killed.
So do you think that place is offering discounted tickets or too soon? Yeah, I'll order online.
Gojo and Makima were complicated to compare. On the surface level, Gojo had
Does
a lot
not
going
seem
for
like
it.
that
It's
mall
no
was that
surprise,
crowded,
given
though.
that his
It had like
reputation
5
in
people in it.
Jujutsu Kaisen is that of its pinnacle.
And
At
they,
least it was.
aside
First
from
of
the
all,
guy
it's
in the lobby,
unlikely
in the bathroom, they were all already dead, so. To use control, Makima has historically needed to prove herself superior to foes like the Gun Devil, Kwanzi, and technically Riz. She would likely need to do the same against Gojo, yeah.
Makima would see Gojo as inferior to her, in a similar way to how she saw Denji. So she wouldn't be able to immediately control Gojo.
Gojo's birth.
Yeah, that was a nice transition there, where it goes from sprite to the hand animation.
A giant shift in the world of curses. Plenty of people have recognized that after only seeing him once, being better than ever.
Gojo broke out of Hanami's flower field, a mind control technique that drains Fuz's will to fight. He could do the same against control as Power and the Angel Devil have done before.
Everyone is literally Gojo's thing.
Plus, Gojo automatically refreshes his brain with positive cursed energy 24/7. Even if Makima could control him, it wouldn't last very long.
I
Gojo
see.
was obviously stronger too. The best feat we can compare Makima to.
Okay, given leeway, Makima and Gojo could scale to the Falling Devil's gravity manipulation and Yuji's black hole respectively. Regardless, raw power would still favor Gojo.
Is the Typhoon Devil's storms, but that's nothing compared to the meteor created by Jojo.
Oh,
who
okay,
is
that
leagues
that was
below Gojo
larger.
in
I thought
strength.
that was like
However,
2
considering she reacted to
something.
the Gun Devil fragment, Makima would actually be a bit faster, though she would need to be able to get past Limitless
Yeah.
for her speed to matter.
Makima had more
Which
devils
the
than you can
finger
shake a
guns
fin at.
certainly seem to. Sorcerer's body acts as a domain, preventing foreign objects from being created inside them. This counters the Mold Devil's ability to form mold within others' bodies. Well, I didn't know the Mold Devil could form mold within others' bodies. They didn't tell us
But
that.
most were rendered moot against Limitless. Knives, fire, bombs, zombies. It's all stuff Gojo's dealt with before. And
Cool.
with zero issues.
And Gojo could easily wipe out her demonic crowd with red and blue whenever he wanted to.
The future devil could clue her in on anything nasty coming her way, but that wouldn't last forever. Plus, with Gojo's six
getting
eyes and
down there.
teleportation, she had zero opportunities to break away and set up her instant kill moves.
But Gojo would obviously lose if he couldn't permanently kill Makima. Six Eyes couldn't inform him of Makima's contract with the Prime Minister, and eventually one of Gojo's attacks could cause his death instead, even
Yeah.
if it took a while.
And Makima did have a way past Limitless
So she doesn't control who it lands, it just draws from anyone.
with her finger guns. Makima could land attacks directly on Gojo's body, meaning there's no projectile for Limitless to detect and infinitely slow down.
Though when they did
Yeah.
land, Gojo's healing ensured that he repaired his body quickly.
On the flip side, Makima didn't have a counter to Gojo's domain expansion. Unlimited Void overloads its target with unlimited information. It's not really an attack.
You could call it an attack on the senses, but even if she could transfer it to other Japanese citizens, she still could not escape an infinite amount of information.
We can compare this to the
Oh.
Doll Devil, who was
I
defeated
thought it was going to, like, edit in something, like new
by a
information.
technique similar to Unlimited Void.
Despite being able to transfer her mind across a large number of hosts, the Doll Devil was still trying to transfer infinite information across finite people. Even with all of Japan as mental meat shields, Makima would still be overwhelmed.
Wait, doesn't that mean Gojo just unintentionally killed basically everyone in Japan?
Don't think about it. Regardless, Gojo is immune to his own unlimited void, so he was still unaffected.
Good for him. The moment Unlimited Void landed, Makima would be
Okay, Hollow Purple's convergence and divergence crushes and atomizes matter, does not remove them from existence. Evident by Toji's revival in Shibuya, where he still existed.
opening her up for a good old Hollow Purple.
Her contract isn't perfect. Makima only ever regenerated as long as there was some mass to come back from.
But
see.
Hollow Purple just
Okay, Gojo. Stronger, better control. Area control is red and blue. Hollow Purple exceeds Makima's regeneration. Infinity and RCT countered most of Makima's offense, but he was slower. Faster. contract countered some of Gojo's offense. Bang and control chains bypassed Limitless. Weaker would not and cannot control Gojo.
Disintegrates anything it touches
Makes
to
sense.
0. Literally. There's no way she was regenerating from that.
Sure, control as a concept will always exist, but a reincarnation of the control devil isn't Makima. This was one of the craziest fights we've ever had.
Well, then, even then, they've had past foes where if they regenerate, but it's not fast enough to rejoin the battle. Like with Discord, they said he will certainly be back, but it could take thousands of years.
However, with Gojo's raw power, broken counters, and unbelievably busted Limitless, Makima lost control over this fight.
Makima thought she had Gojo by the ball and chain, but in the end, she was left hollow.
The winner is Satoru Gojo.
Cool, cool. Alright, who's next?
Thanks for watching.
I want to see something
Hey,
here. Okay, Gianni I can't read, it's too small. Matragano and Kelsey Jaffer were our voice cast today. They did a good job.
Death Battle member, we've got a ballot going on right now where members get to choose a matchup for the next season.
Who wears
So
the
click
crown?
join
Is
button and
that
jump into
the...
our Champions Discord.
Is that the name? Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog? Oh, that is funny. Oh my god. Okay, I don't think anybody had that listed. I don't think anybody saw that one coming. Oh my god. Okay. So, I guess the day is saved thanks to well, it's not really cannibalism. She's a devil, not a human. You gotta imagine she tasted like lung pork, though, right? Yeah, long pork, human. You gotta imagine she tasted similar. Although she seemed to cook up like beef. That was fucking weird. I mean, like, I saw, like, someone posted the panel where she's getting, you know, sliced and diced. I did not know about the, oh. That's why she hates banquets. That's why they crossed it out sarcastically. I get it. Fucking hell. I still don't get the Gojo hates Among Us thing, though. I mean, if anything, you'd think that the game he would hate would be Undertale because he has the glowing blue eye. I mean, he has both eyes that glow, but he tends to cover one, it looks like. So he's just got one blue eye poking out of there. What is the deal with the headband? They never, the blindfold or whatever that is. They never touched on that. So it's very, very strange. Okay, like I said, I have absolutely no horse in this race. Yeah. If they existed in the same world, Makima might have even feared Gojo, seeing as she would be smart enough to know what a threat he is. Goodness. See, I'm a bit iffy on this one. While I agree Makima has no counter to Infinite Void, I also don't see any way for Gojo to actually keep Makima down. Hollow Purple doesn't turn the target to 0. It crushes them with an imaginary mass. Yeah, that was very strange. Anyway, for today's question of the week, I think it's obvious. If Chuck Bartowski was in Death Battle, who would he fight? It's gotta be someone else with near infinite knowledge. But he's not a reality warper. He knows the facts. He can't change he can use it on a personal level. He can use it like with issues of international security, etc., etc. But he can't change like the rules of nature or anything. He can't change the laws of physics, etc. He can squeeze as much as a human can out of the laws of physics, though. And also, he does take a second to have to like remember things, because even though he has all this infinite knowledge, it's still like, oh, I know that, give me a second, okay, I got it. He doesn't remember everything at the exact same time. He's not a supercomputer. He effectively has a supercomputer in his brain, but it's still running on a human brain. So yeah, if anyone in the comments is at all familiar with Chuck, or just based on the description I gave, if you want to tell me in the comments who you think he would fight. Oh golly. About this, yeah, both characters are hilariously OP. That was fun. But I am really incredibly wiped. And I have like a whole crap load of stuff to do today. Like, I've got to turn on the gas at my new house, and God, it's gonna be so much money. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. As you can see, the cat tree has joined me in here because they're doing so much. They're gonna pull up the carpet in the other room. I cannot wait to move out of here. Oh my god. Until next time, I'm Blackjack Gaviani, and I'm gonna go back to bed. Oh my